So let's just have a quick recap of what happened. So one day my dad cleaned their aircon and he was feeling really confident, and I already told him months before that I wanted to paint my room orange. He said, yeah, but we have to wait for someone professional to do it for us because it's going to be messy, it's going to take some time. But on the day he cleaned the aircon, he was feeling really confident. And he said, come on, let's paint your room. And I was like, okay, let's do it. I was so excited and I thought it was going to be the easiest thing ever. No, it's not. So I just finished filming my closet try-on. Let me show you around my room so that we both can get an idea on how this works. Welcome to the floor of my room. These are my floors. I cannot change my floors. But what I am going to do is we're going to remove this weird black divider thing. It's just not pleasing to the eye when you look at it for outfit videos. Like, this is not pleasing. This line is disrupting like the whole outfit. So I had to choose a color. Now if you know me, I'm very indecisive. White or orange. Now white is basic. White goes with everything. It's fresh, it's ethereal. While orange is currently my favorite color. Very energizing and attention grabbing. Cons of each are also its pros. While white is basic, it's basic. Everyone has a white wall. Orange, on the other hand, is very eccentric and attention grabbing, but sometimes you don't want to attract too much attention and it just looks so busy. So I was choosing between the two. After much deliberation and a lot of thinking, and as well as help from my friends, I have decided that I am going to paint my room white. Yep, I'm going with a basic universal white. I think like that's not so much of a bad thing. I can always bring back my own personality into it through the furniture and the way I style it, and it's really just more versatile. Plus there was one really funny joke that came from my friend because according to him it looks like a seafood restaurant, and I'm like, he made some point. I ultimately went for white for the walls, but as an accent color I ended up choosing orange. Since tomorrow my dad will buy the paint and tomorrow will be basically preps, meaning we're going to start by removing this. I want to have a kickstart ahead of that to have this done as fast as possible.
Oh, no, 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 no.
So I started prepping my room by just removing everything that could get dirty and putting it in cabinets, and also acting as a mini clean out as I found some stuff that I could post up for barter. There were a lot of roadblocks with this. Like, I wanted to paint my room but I couldn't because I had to remove the black thing because I hate it so much. I want it out of my sight. I had to do yung masilya, which is basically like the paint putty that evens out everything. So here is the end of day one. Basically, I just prepped the wall and I had to sand that off to very smooth, and if it wasn't smooth, I just wasn't satisfied with it. I did one wall 3 times until I was satisfied. Once that was over, I chose my paint and we painted the walls directly with my color, since my wall was originally a very pale pink color, but once we painted on the white, it looked the same as my pale pink color. Like from afar, it still looks very pink, and we were wondering, why does it look like that? It's not supposed to look like that, it's white. We decided we were gonna cover that up with some plain white paint so that the color would show more. So we did that. We covered everything we painted with some plain white paint and then painted over that the shade of white that I wanted, and it looked exactly the same. So we've been painting this whole wall a different shade of white when compared to the actual color chip that I got. It's actually the right color. It's mainly looking pink just because of the other pink things in this room, my cabinet, the doors. That's why it looks pink. But when you put it side by side with actual white, it's the right shade of off-white. So that was done. So we wasted a day or two for nothing since it was already the right shade anyway. So that was annoying, but I really left the black wall for last because that's the background for most of my videos. I wanted it to be the last one so that everything that we learned from painting these walls will be applied there. And it does look better with the white base, but the difference is very minimal. I even climbed the ceilings to put tape around everything, do the edges, and it looks very straight. I'm very proud of that, especially since I'm a person who sucks at making straight lines, like even on paper. So with all my walls painted, we had to paint the cabinets and my bed, and I chose this orange color. Now my cabinets are made of wood, and problem with wood is you have to use a different type of paint for it. Now the wood paint available on the market only has the basic bright ass colors, and the shade range is really shit, meaning you have to get the colors customized. We had this custom made. We got 1 gallon. We thought it was enough. Tried to paint it ourselves. I taped everything. I taped the fan on the wall. I used a roller for the top, and it looks like shit. And we were like, okay, let's ask our relative, a professional painter. He should give us some pointers. And then we were like, okay, we're going to take his pointers into account. And then we did. So we covered the whole floor, and then we tried painting the wood. He told us that we have to apply paint thinner if we think it's too thick. We thought it wasn't too thick, it was pretty, but somehow the results were looking like shit. So I don't know why. Like, you can see streaks of brown and red, and it just wasn't mixed. And we were like, this is probably because of the paint, or maybe we're doing something wrong. So we messaged our relative again, hoping that he would be free sometime, and he said yeah, in a week. So we waited a week. By this point, my whole family was already annoyed as fuck with me, just because I'm a creative person. I have so much crafts, I have so much materials. I had thread, embroidery hoop everywhere, fabric everywhere, and it was just getting too much to handle. I was also sleeping really late. My sleep schedule's fucked up, and no one likes having an unwelcome guest in their room, and I think I can account for that. I definitely understand that. We really were desperate at this point, like literally super desperate. Our savior came, Tito Abbott. Thank you so much. Honestly, even with Tito Abbott doing it, the paint still, there's something wrong about my paint, mostly because we used enamel instead of lacquer, so that was a bother. Right now you can still see like patches of brown when you look at it closely, but just don't look at it closely. That's basically the lesson here. Now the only challenge left really is getting my table sold so that I can replace it.
Hello, it's me, Cherries from the future, and I actually found someone selling the table I want at half the price, even though it was only used for 3 months. So I bought it immediately and I got it.
So I know I'm not dressed up for it, but I'm so excited that this room makeover is over. She throw it back.
And the reason why I like this table compared to my older one is because I'm trying to minimize the number of items that I own. So I believe that having a table with less space can actually help me minimize the items I own.
We are going to be taking this guy out, not on a date, but just out. Milky, no. What are you doing? I now understand why this table, only 3 months being used, is being sold at 1.5 because of the design flaw. It is currently sinking in the middle like that. What we're doing now is to sit upright. So we flipped it over, and then we added books so that it's going to sink like that. And basically we're just going to bend it the opposite direction. Once you remove all of that weight on top, it's supposed to flatten. I hope that explanation made sense. I'm just glad I didn't buy it brand new. At least with all its flaws, it's like you can't really complain because you got it for a reasonable price. Unlike if I bought it brand new, we're gonna have some problems there, chief. I couldn't be more happy with how my room turned out because it really represents who I am as a person, and I really like that.
guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Honestly, for me, it's been a nightmare. It is not the dream makeover that I thought it would be. I really hope you guys learned something, and yeah, please appreciate what you have. And every room makeover has its own problems.